Here's your question.
Oh, you don't want to use the garlic press, you can put it in your
We've been a little bit of work on Chino's commentary and the remedy, so we're going to continue with it. This is the section we're working on. Do you have this commentary? Would you like to copy? This is the more compact of the side. So we're going to, yeah, we just started with this on today. Although we're figuring around the idea of it.
Okay. Here's our question.
So Sunday we're going to work together.
Got it?
Do you read that for the visually impaired?
In general. Show it in particular in the Phaedo.
How can you discover the weakness in a position that rejects philosophical truth? How can you discover the weakness in a position that rejects philosophical truth? Now, show it. Sure.
Okay? How do you do it?
You move up closer. Step one.
Now we can forget this question and take a look at either CB's and Simius's argument and discover it. Or we can call on Julie for a good answer. Right? Robin, which is better?
I'll call into
Asking Julie? Okay.
Since she has so many answers to so many things.
There's so many jokes. Shall we take one of them and then build from a particular strategy that could be applied to the next or any other argument?
Well, I'm fine with doing that, but I think I remember your class like a long time ago. You said, I think it was Socrates' method is you find the position, understand it, and then work out what the absurdities are in it and bring those forward.
That's true. How do you do that?
Well, that would mean I have to see the absurdities first.
Except,
First of all,
except what they're saying.
that was very helpful. At least we got a step forward.
and accept what they're
Hold it
saying.
just for a moment.
Right.
If this is the case, one, absurdity should follow.
Okay.
In a way, it should be easy, because if it's a philosophical truth that they reject, it's absurd in its face. I mean, it should be easy, because if it's a philosophical truth that they object, and it's not too obvious, then that's absurd in its face.
Was that helpful?
No,
Tell them.
I didn't understand what you just said, Steve.
Well, is it because it was not loud enough, or because, which part didn't you understand?
All of it. Can you say it again, please?
Sure. It should be easy to
Okay.
discover.
Someone else?
You could.
Okay, let me make it stronger. Let's call all such arguments all false arguments are going to be false analogies. Therefore, all you have to do is identify the false analogies and why it's false, and you have it.
Okay.
That's all it takes.
All right.
By the way, would that follow that all sound arguments are sound analogies? Well, thank goodness we're not doing that.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we get someone who wants to give us the argument? Can you give us one of the arguments? Which one do you want to look at? Cebius or Simius?
Simius.
Got a good quote?
Well, yes.
I'll add one more. Not only will it disclose a false analogy, but it will also reveal a loyalty to a fundamental belief. Often, a religious belief. Okay, let's get a quote.
Yes, so this is on page 490 in the Rouse,
Everybody there?
about 85.
Hold it. Everyone there? Go ahead.
Well, my opinion is, Socrates, when I consider what has been said in my own mind and with Cebes here, that it is not quite satisfactory. Socrates said, "Perhaps, my comrade, your opinion is true, but say where it is not satisfactory. Here," said he, "that one could say the same about harmony and a harp with strings, that the harmony is invisible and bodiless and all beautiful and divine on the tuned harp. But the harp itself and the strings are bodies and bodily and composite and earthy and akin to the mortal. So when someone breaks the harp or cuts and bursts the strings, suppose he should maintain by the same argument as yours that it is necessary the harmony should still exist and not perish. For it would be just as impossible that the harp should still exist when the strings are broken, and the strings should still exist, which are of mortal kind, as that the harmony should perish. Harmony, which is of the same kith and kin as the divine and immortal, perishing before the mortal. No, he would say, the harmony must necessarily exist somewhere, and wood and strings must rot away first before anything could happen to the harmony. Well, Socrates, I think you yourself must have noticed that we conceive the soul to be something like this, that our body being tuned and held together by hot and cold.
And the body is tuned like the lyre. Go ahead.
That our body
and the strings are like
the sinew.
And the body being tuned and held together by hot and cold and dry and wet and such like, our soul is a kind of mixture and harmony of these very things, when they are well and harmoniously mixed together. If then our soul is a kind of harmony, it is plain that when the body is slackened inharmoniously or too highly strung by diseases and other evils, the soul must necessarily perish, although it is most divine, just as the other harmonies do, those in sounds and those in all the works of craftsmen. But the relics of each body will remain until it rots or is burnt. Then consider what we must answer to this argument. If anyone claims that the soul is a mixture of the things in the body, and at what is called death, it is the first to perish.
constructed from that. Now he scatters it. It has a great power as long as it's scattered. You have to now construct it in terms of the data he is giving into the analogy. The soul is like this, the body is like this. The lyre is to the strings as what is to what. Put it together, please. And then you'll see how easy it is for Socrates to point out the falsehood of the position. Take a few minutes out, put it together. Page,
Oh, page 490.
490.
What's the stiff items?
About 86 B.
In the same page, we have the next argument of the argument of the weaver and the clerk. Therefore, construct two analogies, and we can then proceed in the very same way. Okay?
CB's argument.
Speculative. So the soul is to a weaver as the soul's reincarnations are like the many cloaks the weaver wears. But he dies finally in his last cloak, or his reincarnations are over because he wore out his last body or last soul. So his soul is like, therefore, the cloak. Right? So we can have to, so we change this. So you have to play with it. So the number of reincarnation a soul may have is akin to the number of cloaks a weaver can wear in his lifetime. Period. Now, all you need to do is find what other qualities he adds to this. It's not cleaned up yet, right? So we can see a lot of things that still fit in it. We're building the analogy. We're going to end up with two analogies. Then you can see how Socrates then proceeds. All he has to show is, by the way, the analogy doesn't fit. He doesn't tell you that, but he'll draw from the false analogy the fact that it is false, that it doesn't apply. Think so? Might be.
Well, it seems like there's a little problem.
Well, that's why I got you to work.
Like the soul is both the weaver and the cloak in this.
That's okay.
I think that's not a problem.
No,
Oh.
you're pointing to a weakness in the analogy.
Yeah, a weakness.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
But the cloak should be the body, shouldn't it?
Well, that's why you have to play. You see, this takes reasoning to set it up right. Look, because here it appears that the soul is to a weaver. Well, it is.
Yeah.
To a weaver's cloaks. Not to the weaver, but that's giving away a lot of stuff. So you got to clean it up. Same thing over here.
I don't think the harmony exists in the lyre.
What?
The harmony doesn't exist in the lyre.
The harmony doesn't exist
It's in the lyre. It's
in the what?
In the liar.
in the
In the
lyre.
lyre. Oh, you want to find weaknesses.
The player
That's good.
is the harmony, not the
No.
lyre.
First construct the analogy. I want to see all the terms. Yeah, good to find weaknesses, but let's wait.
Okay.
So it's not just to the soul, it's to the soul's X, to the weaver's Y. I mean, if this is so, then do you think maybe someone should spend some time working on analogies?
Yes.
Oh, that's a rather curious conclusion.
What do you mean?
Ask her, not me.
What do you mean work on them?
Well, we don't have them. We just have a suggestion of some parts of the way they're set up.
Oh, okay.
We don't, because he gives some relationship terms.
Sure does.
I meant you, Julie.
Right, got it.
Someone.
Not only, only her? Well, that's a relaxing
More too.
evening. Boy, I can let go of that question, now that I know that.
At least her.
Oh, okay. It's not releasing, it's very interesting. Sorry, setting up the analogies.
Even if they're bad ideas, where are you going to find ideas?
Can you go to page 499 for a moment,
Hope so.
which is 95B? What do you make of this paragraph? So much for that, then. Our Theban harmony has been appeased, it seems, pretty well. But what of Cadmus? My dear CBs, he said, how shall we appease Cadmus? They are the two principal gods of the Thebes, Harmonia and Cadmus. And I mean, just because her name is Harmonia has nothing to do with this.
Coincidence.
Right? And by the way, Theban goddess is always shown holding snakes, two snakes, snake in each hand. And do you think they may have thought something about the fact that snakes shed their skin every year? And that wouldn't suggest anything to anyone, would it?
Sure.
What?
Well, the same weaver and cloak idea.
Good heavens. You may be a basis for saying this?
I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Now, there's a dangerous conclusion that I don't want anybody to come to.
Tell us so we won't trip over it accidentally.
What's that?
The dangerous conclusion.
The one I don't want you to come to?
Well, yeah, well, if you told us, then we couldn't come to it, could we?
That's true.
Or maybe we could.
Would that follow that all religions fundamentally are based upon a false analogy?
Ooh, that would be so nice.
That's a big conclusion to come to.
That's why I said I got to warn you against coming to it.
Thank you.
That's why I'm called Pierre the Cautious.
Could we see that with another example like Christianity?
What do you...
Like Christianity?
Oh, you mean Pauline?
Yeah. Yeah,
Would that be rather curious?
it would be curious.
Ah.
All the fundamentalists like Islam, Christianity, Judaism, the conservative, all, the Abrahamic or all?
Well, remember, we're talking about they have to bear a kinship with Cadmus and Harmonia. That is, they have to have personification. And behind it, inherent in it, is an analogy.
It's gonna be. If a personification, it would see an analogy would follow.
So,
But let's not go down that road because that will just take us, no one's interested in that.
We're interested in that.
well,
What?
Yeah, aren't we? Or are we?
Before you see it in the particular?
Oh, maybe. I'm kind of corrupt. No.
you want to dwell on the particular?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
because otherwise you may not be able to see how to find in each one of them the hidden analogy. Got a disc here if anyone is interested in it. Amazing Love. It's a rather new one, it looks like, and they left it here for us.
Amazing Love.
It's been around for a while?
I don't know.
A couple of weeks? Here's what's up here.
Well, in the body as a harmony, it sounds, the body is, sorry, in that, the image of body is to soul, like a lyre is to its harmony. He says on the side of the body such things as hot and cold, dry and wet, and such like, right? And the soul as a mixture and harmony of those things. So it has to be a mixture and a harmony of...
So be careful that the first statement of it may not be as accurate as it later will be developed.
Oh, okay.
And then you must see then how Socrates rebuts it, and does he then take the analogy strictly to show its inherent weakness?
Oh, I think that would be good.
So therefore there should be four things you should be looking for. Right, the development of this until you can express it, then see how Socrates attacks it. If he attacks it in terms of what we just suggested, then we should have four pieces of work to talk about the next time we meet. Should we not?
Keep getting three. First statement, development,
Oh, that reminds me.
Yeah. You got more.
rebuttal, and...
He attacks it.
Oh,
weakness.
I got to know, summer solstice, we're going to have a seminar, June 20th, 21st, 22nd. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
Oh, here's another one.
And I'm supposed to get an announcement out tomorrow.
Okay.
An announcement. Well, I can send it out by email.
Well, I have to,
Oh, okay, gotcha.
yeah.
Specifics.
Also,
It depended on my finding a quote, and I haven't been able to find the darn thing. It's an important quote.
this is the first of two you have planned, right? This is the first of two, potentially, isn't it?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah, this is the first of two. They're going to be separated by a month because they're going to be a lot of work.
And the four that we're looking for, first statement, development, weakness, and rebuttal? Or what are they?
And what are the four, Pierre?
What are the four? Might be an easier. That we're looking
The
for.
four we were
homework.
just talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. State this as an analogy.
Okay.
One.
Okay.
State this is an analogy. Two.
Okay. Okay.
Socrates' rebuttal. 3. Socrates' rebuttal. 4.
Okay.
Okay.
And you should be able to see it in terms of analogy. So look here. What's interesting when you put it analogically, a certain set of terms will come forward, others will recede. Then what you have to learn to do is to see why he picks the ones he does. Because when he talks to him, he's going to purify it as well. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Shall we agree that Julie should start it off?
Okay. All right.
Wait a minute, you should say, if I need any help, I can call on Brad.
Of course, that goes without saying.
Do you, here,
And if Brad needs any help, he can call on
Brian.
Brian. Good. And if Brian needs any help,
do you want to make one more time the announcement about the move?
oh, I moved, yeah.
2 weeks.
June 6th.
Then,
June 6th?
Yep.
June 6th, not next week, is it? 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Okay, we'll be here one more time, and then we'll be at the other joint. Good.
Yes.
Okay.
We'll be, and everybody knows what the other joint means, right?
Visions and dreams in Costa Mesa.
I'll send out a note about it.